My name's James Patton. This is my story. I lived in Augusta, Georgia. Graduated, started working for a grocery store, Piggly Wiggly. Met this person, Mr. Brown, and he worked for the NSA. And we talked and went to a discotheque downtown. And it was owned by James Brown, co-owner. I worked as a bouncer there. And we talked and talked. And he said that I should join the Army. And he happened to know that I am related to George S. Patton. I'm the black sheep of the Pattons, and strong-minded. So anyway, I went in basic training, AIT, Fort Knox, Kentucky, and I went to my first duty station at Fort Hood, Texas, F Troop. Now, I followed every Army base that was due to Patton. I went all the way up, just as he told me. And he told me that I would be asked to do a special op. And of course I didn't believe him, called him a liar, and he laughed. So when I got to Germany, Frankfurt, just happened to be in the barracks right there, Patton Drive, Patton's barracks. And about 2 years after I got there, this was between 1980 and 1982. I was asked if I would like to go to special training to be a small arms specialist. You learn how every pistol and rifle or machine gun in the world, every single country. So yeah, I said yes. Of course, I passed, got my diploma, and about 2 weeks later, I got called to my captain's office and reported in, and my command sergeant major of battalion was there, my captain, and a couple other men that I didn't know. And I felt, when they closed the door behind me, I felt presence of somebody standing behind me. And I was asked to sit down. Everybody sat down. But I saw, like, on the wall, like shadows. So I turned around, looked up, and there was these men with beards, about like mine, with OD green uniforms, but they weren't the regular BDUs. They were Tiger Stripe, like in Vietnam War, Special Forces. And they came in front of me, and they were talking to me. And they said that we understand that you put in requests for special operations. I said, yes, I wanted more training. And they said, well, when you're DD-214, which is what we call it now, it was my 201 file. And they said, you already have all the training you need for what we need. Apparently, 2 of their people got hurt 4 or 5 days before the special ops was supposed to happen. So I said, yeah, I'll volunteer for it. And they couldn't tell me what it was about until after we got on the C-130. Excuse me. So, got on C-130. My God, there were 2 Blackhawks loaded up, loaded to bear, and they asked me all the question there was to ask about a SAW, which is like a machine gun, and the 50 cal, which were loaded up with, I think it was over 10,000 rounds. There's one on both sides. And I answered all the questions and everything. Then they showed me my ditty back. And everything was laid out. Asked me if I knew what everything was. And I had to show them what I said, they've asked me a question about a certain part or bandages or certain things. And I tell them, they point it, and I have to tell them which each thing was. And I couldn't wait 10 minutes. I had to tell them right off as fast as I could. And then I had to load it up, show them how it loads up. Past that was okay. And they told me, no, under no circumstances, until I get debriefed by an NSA operative, can't say nothing. Well, it's been long enough. So this is what happened. We had 12 men, 6 on the first chopper, and the second Black Hawk, 6. Now, they were special forces. I believe it was 2 Green Berets, 2 Delta forces, and 2 other special forces. Now, my job was to be a door gunner. I had my strap, I had my back strap safety, and I was leaning out, and I had my night vision goggles on. And when we got to Vietnam, they unloaded the 2 Blackhawks, tested everything, make sure everything was working, and we took off. And the TC, the sergeant, is set right between the 2 flyboys, was talking to us, and he had dual switch so we can talk to the pilots and then talk to us. And then my ops was given to me. There was a door gunner on the other side behind me, and he was my operative, he's the one that I went with. We flew in 2 clicks in Cambodia, landed at LZ, and then when we got out, the other door gunner got with me real quick, told me what we were doing, told me to drop my back. We had to go a half a click in. Oh, and by the way, when we got just to the border, we went to whisper mode. And I know a lot of you civilians don't know what that is, but they can switch it to where all you hear is you didn't hear the regular loud noise of a chopper. And we flew right at tree level. In fact, we hit a lot of top of the trees. Anyway, I was to go with this other door gunner, and he had the map, and he had the red light. Wasn't a whole flashlight. It was just like a light like this, a piece of plastic, and shaped up L. And I knew how to read a map and use the Army compass and all that. We had no water or anything. All we had was our knife, which was Special Forces knife, and our boot clipped in, and it was 8 inches long, sharpened on both sides. And we were to go in, pull recon, and call in fire on some buildings. So we plotted all that, was coming back, and we had to go across the road. But there's a little shack there, and we had to get, there was a special agent, I would say that's who the person was. We had to take a picture of him and get a fingerprint. And like you see on the movies, we had one of the fingerprint readers. And just so happens, the guards that were with them saw us, so we had to take them out. We had silencers. We had no problem doing that, and I was expert and trained in all weapons. And I had the German rifle, which was half the size, went across my chest, and put 2 taps in all their heads. And my person that was backing up, the door gunner, mistakenly put 2 taps and the person we were supposed to take a picture of. Anyway, so his face was blown out. So I had like a freezer bag it was like a sandwich bag, but 4 times as big, and I had that with me. So the other guy kind of freaked out, and I said, "Hold on." Took my knife out, Special Forces knife, and cut the guy's hands off and put him in those bags. And we got all his intel off of his body, everything, even the picture of his wife and kids that was in his wallet. And we made it back to the chopper. Now, this was supposedly the war was over. And I'm here to tell you, that's bullshit. And I'll tell you right now that there's still ops going on over there. Our special ops code name was Iceberg. Now, I put in to try to get information on the op I went on. And what I got back when I got out in 1984 was Department of Defense. My name and everything else was blackened out. That was all that's on it. So I'm just telling my story. And by the way, I'm the one that talked to the FBI about 14, 16 months ago. I'm the one that told them it was a female that was trying to blow up certain government buildings. And if the FBI sees this or hears about this, they'll know it's me, because I told them it was a woman, told them what her name was, told them how high she was, how much she how much she weighed, and the shoes size that she wore, and that she was in the Marines or Army, and that she was an explosives expert. And a couple other things. So anyway, that has nothing to do with NSA, that's the FBI. My next video, my team and I, Ted, which is in California, Alice, which is in New York. That's the codes, names. So, FBI, you know it's me. My next video will be coming out in the next 4 days, and I will let everything be known. I'm not calling you again because I gave you enough information last time to get this person and to round up more Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. And by the way, they're working together now. Next video will be in 3 or 4 days. But I'm telling everybody in the world all the information I have. And it's hot.